Very scared of making a background here, but we're gonna do it. Let's just slow down a saw blade to 15 and we can warp it up like this. Place it further down. We can make it color channel 2 on the base and the detail. And we're gonna have to turn off collision as well. Simple as this. We have 8 copies around in a circle. I'm gonna start giving them groups. Let's start with 26 and then go 27. Just around in a circle. And actually, I'm coming to the realization that I should set these to black blending at first. So then I can make pulses starting here. Group 26, 0.1 and like a 0.25. Going to that blue up in a column like this, changing the group, ending at 32. We can select these, make them main only, and then go a couple blocks later and make them detail only, so that when I play it'll go around as a saw blade and then as a circle, which is super neat. We might overlap these a little bit so you can see that the circle pulses are kind of starting before the previous saw blade pulses end. Something like this. So there's a slight overlap. It feels more continuous that way, I think. That'll just continuously loop these saw blades going around like this. I think it's neat. We're gonna take this and we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees twice, so it's the other way, and then warp them down into the center, so that there's kind of an opposite effect going on in the inside, which is pretty cool. We can even go a step further and layer these so that one loop is on one end to layer with a group 36, and then the next one takes group 37. These can kind of move back and forth, starting off with 36, can start going up and to the right, followed by 37 later, before they eventually go back the opposite way, in a process that can loop, so that when we play, they're kind of going back and forth, but we need to lock them to the camera and stuff. Let's give these like B2. Would that actually blur them? That would be cool to see, actually. Yeah, this is neat. Just keeping the radial blur that we added. Lock these to the camera right here, but make it have a little bit less on the X mode, so it kind of glides towards us. That's over 15 seconds. So these objects are sitting in the background over on the right, but then they're going to slowly move to the left. And this pulse isn't fast enough, unfortunately, but it looks pretty sick. I actually quite like it. So let's just rotate this set of triggers. Everything's spawn ordered, so it should be fine. We shouldn't have to tweak any timings. This is much faster and trippier, in my opinion. And it'll be even better once we start a scaling loop, starting with 26. It's going to divide them by 5, and I think just 2 on the Y, just to maybe stretch them in an interesting way. Second thoughts, this duration should be pretty short. Just going up in the group like so. After this, we multiply like so. Spawn ordering is growing on me, honestly. I didn't like it at first because you had to learn a lot of trigger work, but once you get into it, it's super easy. There we go. Now this scaling loop is making them kind of glide a little bit in the background, as you can see. They should definitely be rotating around, though. They're so slow. So let's just see where the center point is. I'm actually going to use a saw blade as the center point just to keep up with the vibes here. Hidden, no touch, group 45. It needs the movement group, which I believe is 42. I could be mistaken here. It is. Thankfully, we already gave these groups 37 and 36, which are going to rotate. Let's start off with the quicker one on the inside, 37. Around the center, 45. This can go like 10 times, and then I'm going to say 15 seconds. Then we can do a -5 to 36. Let's see, I can probably copy paste, rotate 90 degrees, and make this a bit bigger. Just move it to another editor layer, like 4. That's going to make it a bit more textured, but also more messy. It definitely helps. I quite like this background. It's pretty dark and mysterious.